Hi from New York. It's V for Vendetta.
I guess I'm Evie.
And Evie.
Thanks.
How's it going?
Well, I guess I'm going to have to give you a Viking funeral later.
Something like that.
Okay.
Anyways.
We're here.
Yeah.
This is Ask Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada, the engineer. With me is my companion, Mr. Lady Ada.
Yeah.
Who, that's what he
Always
does.
remember.
Yeah.
Sometime in November.
Sometime in November.
Okay.
We're here at the Adafruit Factory. We do this thing every week. On Wednesday, we do Ask Engineer, where we tell you the latest news, excitement, new products, happenings, history, funky videos, whatever else is going on in the world of Adafruit and making, and then we even give away something at the end. So
That's
we've
right.
got an exciting show for you tonight. We'll be here for an hour. What's on tonight's show?
I'm glad you asked. On tonight's show, the code is Libertà. It means freedom in Italian. Libertà.
Great.
10% off in the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Everything except for gift certificates and AdaBox. It supports us, an open source hardware company. These are all our people.
That's us.
They have great health benefits and
You're in that
401ks.
photo somewhere. I don't know where, and I'm in there, and I'm in the front. Many other people.
We have many, many people. Show and tell. Makers around the world showing and sharing their stuff. Packet mailbag will stop by. We're going to read one of your emails to us. Time travel, a look back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, engineers. Made in New York City. Factory footage and more. 3D printing. New products. We're going to answer your questions. We'll have a little bit of top secret. We will.
Oh, yeah?
We'll give something away. All that and more on Ask an Engineer.
Yay! Yay.
Let's pay some bills.
Let's do this thing.
Okay, so just a reminder, the code is Libertà.
Libertà.
Yeah, and you're watching Ask an Engineer every Wednesday at 8 p.m. We just did show and tell, 7:30. If you're
It's your hour and a half of fun every Wednesday.
If you're in Manhattan and you check out before 11 a.m., there are zip codes that we do same-day delivery. Orders $200 or more, free UPS ground, and we have freebies back. With orders $99 or more, we have pins. And
They're LED pins.
they're LED pins.
Did
There's
you want to show
Billy
these
and
off?
Gus and Ruby. Yeah, there's some rules. Here's the rules. Limited edition enamel pen. If you place an order, $90 or more, starting today, you get one until we run out. Now, if you have an Adafruit account, which you should make one, you get a different pin each time. If you check out as a guest, we'll just toss in a random one. So that's how it works. Do you want to show these pins?
Yeah, sure. So we get these pins. So I'm going to move those. I'm here. Okay. Got some new product demo going on there. All right. So got these pins. We've got Billy, Gus, and Ruby, our three characters, which were recently in the L is for LED video. So check that out. This is Billy, the blue LED. She sings the blues. She's a little sad because she's got one leg shorter than the other, but that's okay. And these are really lovely pins, and they come on this cool backing that has like this funky goth engraving. And then you can move from the pin, and then it even says like Adafruit stamped on the back, in case you were like, where did I get this from? And they're cool. They're like shiny and very colorful. And yeah, you get a set of 3. So if you place 3 orders, you will get 3 pins if you make an account. So collect them all. These are limited edition. When we run out, we're out. We'll try to keep them in stock as much as we can.
Okay. So those are the pins, but there's even more good news. As you may know, we ship to DHL to Canada, but we also have France, UK, and Germany now, so it's an option on checkout. It's working out pretty good. Lady Ada.
Yes.
Show and tell. The longest running live show and tell
It's the only
in the world.
It's the only electronic show and tell right now, I think.
That means someone instantly could dethrone us or
That's true.
at least be second place.
But longest running is a tough one.
Longest running, you'd have to do something with some time-bending time machine.
Yeah.
Maybe there's someone who's been doing a show and tell vault, like the Prince Vault, and they're going to release all the tapes.
That'd be
later.
cool.
Oh, tapes. Is it too, you're not supposed to talk about, did they have tapes or not?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
you
no
watch the news.
no
I
one
don't
knows.
know.
Okay.
I'm reading data sheets.
All right.
Okay. Start off, we had JP, John Park, who updated his free fall deck guide, which is like a cool deck of cards that has a circuit playground that when you drop it, it detects that it dropped and it does something. He updated it in make code to, he updated the code that used to be in Arduino to make code. So it's a graphical drag and drop system. So we're trying to go through some of our old Circuit Playground guides and convert them to make code so that people can do them even if they're beginners and they don't know how to use Arduino. They can just drag and drop files and they can make their own project. So check that out. He made a new cut of the video too, and also shows dragging and dropping these blockly squares. Aaron previewed a project she'll have a guide for really shortly. It's a unicorn hat with servo ears and light pipes. It's like super adorable. You gotta watch it. It's just so cute. She has like, the little hat with the ears and the ears twist, and then there's a unicorn rainbow horn.
Aaron's projects, they have that delightful quality. All of them.
They're so delightful.
Yeah, and what's neat is a lot of her projects, even with the LEDs off, they're amazing and cool, and then they even come to life more.
Yeah, and what's cool about it, she goes all out with LEDs.
Yeah,
it's just like she will never say less LEDs. It's always more, which I respect.
She has one mode, all LEDs.
All the LEDs. Noah and Pedro 3D printed a Breath of the Wild robot from Thingiverse. I don't remember their name, but they made a really cool robot, one of the like guardian robots. And this week's projects, they just did an LED hack. They added LEDs to it. Simple project, really good for beginners. 3D print something and then just modify it. So check that out. We'll be getting into some bigger projects again super soon. Tony D showed a preview of a project that he's working on, the spinner tachometer. So he's got one of those fidget spinners, and he saw a microbit project to determine the speed of the fidget spinner. So he thought, well, let's maybe try to do that with a Circuit Playground using a NeoPixel, and then seeing how fast seeing how the light gets reflected off of the fidget spinner. And he took some graphs and showed, okay, there is quite a bit of reflection, so that could be the way that he could tell the speed of the spinner, the fidget spinner. So he hasn't written the code yet, but he's like getting the data, which is always the first step, and then we'll do some filtering to maybe have a RPM or hertz or whatever frequency output to print to the serial monitor for Circuit Playground Express. John came back again. Last week he showed up with his LED sousaphone and didn't have time to show up, but this week he had all the time in the world to show off his sousaphone. It's got LED mapping, it's got a mic, it's got this control box with like, he had like hex segment that could tell him like what it's doing and all the different LED modes, and there's like USA mode and like sparkle effects, and he's getting ready, I guess, for July 4th. He's going to be in a American Independence Day parade. Words are happening. Orlando had his Maker Therapy badge. He showed it updated. He has his faces, he has to play the game, and he's going to add heart rate monitoring. And then Brian, he did a really cool project with NeoPixels and an ESP8266. He made a map of his home and where his friends live and the 3 or 4 routes to get there, the different highway routes. And the ESP8266 grabs the latest route data, like how long it'll take in the traffic, and will light up the LEDs in the order that you should go. So it's like if this route is really busy, or Google Maps, because it knows like traffic, take a different route. And he came in from Ireland, so thanks for staying up late to show us that project. And then Rebecca fired an Arduino, so she'll come back later and tell us more about it.
What's interesting is she fried in an Arduino.
Yeah.
And
what?
You might freed an Arduino.
Freed?
It's an inside joke right now that's super funny, sort of, kind of. I'll get to it later in our open source section.
All right, get your V for that's it. That's the V for Vendetta.
Yeah. One thing that was really neat is if you watch the show and tell, John, who had the sousaphone, I made a special request as he was playing us out in the end, and I asked him to play the song from Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which is known as like tones or the 5 tones, and I think it's re, mi, do, sa.
Yeah.
And then they had the hand signals, but it's a really neat thing that's very easily recognizable. So if aliens are listening, I think it's going to work out now. Or they've been listening to other things and they just turned around and went the other way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All participants on the show and tell get an on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com and we'll give you one. We had some guests today. Here's a preview. We're going to play this as an extended show and tell. So these folks came in from MIT. We broke into the MIT campus and got into some places, and then we met some people that were there, and they are working on this giant 3D printed homes.
This is using foam, but they
It's
also
like a cherry picker with a 3D printer at the end, and this is a time lapse.
It's a KUKA arm on a cherry picker, which is kind of hilarious. So you get like the precision of the KUKA, but then the range of the cherry picker, and then it's basically a gigantic 3D printer with foam, and then it's the insulation, and then you would spray concrete over the foam, so you'd have the insulation, but then the strength of the concrete. Yeah,
so we'll have the full interview in a couple of days, but this is really neat, and there's a couple of the students that are working on it, so they'll tell you about this project. And in addition to this, there's also this really neat rock print project, and it uses this neat technique where you lay strings in a certain way, and it holds it all together, and it can build a standalone structure. And so they made a robot in Python that would do all the strings, and then you put the rocks in, and it's weird that it works.
Yeah, that is cool.
So we'll show that off pretty soon. That's a separate
These are
video.
the rocks, and then there's the string, and then when they make the box and when they open the box, all the rocks that aren't part of the sculpture fall away, and that's you see the sculpture remaining.
In the end, you can pull the string, and then it goes kerpow.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. This is like I was saying that was the first one is more like the extrusion type 3D printing, and this is more of like the SLA type.
Yeah. So I thought that was neat.
Or the binder type.
It's part of our Adafruit live series of shows. Desk of Tony D. Tony did the Chrome how-to.
Yeah.
So Chrome OS.
Also how to set up your circuit playground, especially because he's showing it on here, and setting your circuit playground express up so you can use it with Python. And just getting started with MicroPython, CircuitPython. We've been doing a lot. We're getting ready for our 1.0 release. Very exciting.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Hi.
What's going on with CircuitPython?
Well, what I've been doing with CircuitPython, I just was reminded me by when you showed the video, is the last week or two, I've gone through the entire Arduino Ardex booklet, which is sort of like a very good beginner booklet for Arduino. And I've duplicated all of the code in CircuitPython. Like I've basically ported it to, I keep saying Circuit Playground, CircuitPython.
It's tough.
To CircuitPython and just verify that all that works. And so we actually found a lot of bugs and tweaked some of the API a little bit. There's a couple things that I was like, this is not as elegant, and this seems like a better way of doing it, or I don't know. And then we had a little bit of back and forth, and we came up with, I did a couple of suggestions, and Scott is integrating them. He's our main developer on CircuitPython, and so we're getting very close to a 1.0 release. Basically, if you can duplicate the functionality of the Arduino starter kit in Python, that to me makes it like it means that pretty much everything is done.
Yeah,
that it's ready for a release candidate. And of course, we're always willing to fix bugs and update and fix things, but I'm getting very excited.
That's cool.
We're getting there.
Okay, and more good news. We got a new video from John Park's workshop. Take it away, JP.
Morse code message hidden within a deck of cards. I'm John Park for Adafruit Industries, and this is the freefall deck. We're going to use this circuit playground to detect freefall and to play back the Morse code message. The circuit playground has an accelerometer built into it, and with some software uploaded to the circuit playground, it can detect when freefall has been achieved. On page X. Interesting.
Okay, and that was all using makecode.adafruit.com. So if you want to play with the Circuit Playground Express and do that project, you can.
Yep, MakeCode, like I said before, MakeCode is great. I love that we're heading into a future that isn't just Arduino based, that we have Python, for advanced users and also people who are beginning but like learning Python.
Technically, any IDE would work with this stuff.
And there's no IDE really. It's the interpreters on the chip, and then MakeCode, which is an open source drag and drop programming system for the SAMD21 processors, and there's a core for the Circuit Playground Express. So it's just like you can drag and drop. Really good for beginners who are like, they don't even really want to deal with a tool chain or compiler. There's no IDE. You go to a web page, you drag and drop the blocks. It saves it in your cookies or local cookies, and then you just save the file to the Circuit Playground. Like literally, you drag and drop the file, and it's programmed, and you can simulate it in the browser. So it's a really good way to get started.
Blocks and cookies and playgrounds. That sounds good. Okay.
Delicious.
Yum.
I'm in kindergarten again.
Places and things Phil did not have as a kid. Okay. So packed mailbag. This one's kind of neat. So people send us emails all the time, and so we have like one mailbag post scheduled a week. And this is such a long time ago. This is when Sally Byers, who's been on our show and done a lot of stuff, and I'll play a video in a second after this. She sent us an email. Maybe you can read it, Lady Ada.
Of course. Dear Adafruit, all of you, after the several years of working with Adafruit wearable technologies and multiple orders for Floras, NeoPixels, threads, sensors, and many other things, it occurred to me that perhaps a deeply felt thank you is in order. Adafruit service has always been incredible, accurate orders, fast shipping, even ground GPS, patient response to inquiries, and general responsiveness. The show and tells are part of this, and seeing what other people are doing is always intriguing. And Adafruit's enthusiasm for the diversity of them is one of the reasons I'm here and still a customer of yours. Your support of people who make wearables is inspiring. And there just aren't enough words of thanks. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And may we all live long and go out and light up the world.
Yeah.
Sally Byers.
Maybe she sent that later. Anyways, we have a bunch, and it just takes a while for us to have these. But here's a video that we have done with Sally.
She's lighting up the world.
Okay, time travel, a look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, engineers, pioneers, and more. This week, Lydia, what's your favorite equation?
I got a lot of favorite equations.
Like, what's one of them? Or,
like Maxwell's equations.
oh, happy birthday, Maxwell. Good guess, Lady Ada.
Yeah, good guess.
Happy birthday. Scottish physicist and mathematicians born. Helped develop the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, a statistical means of describing aspects of the kinetic theory of gases. Did a bunch of stuff. What do you like about Maxwell's equation?
So, there's 4 of them. There's equations. And this is kind of cool because he actually, ended up describing all of electromagnetics. Like, basically, when you go to a school and you study electromagnetics physics, you're basically just studying his 4 equations, which is, I'm not going to remember all of them, but basically they're like, the integral surrounding, a magnetic monopole is the same as, it's zero, or a magnetic system is zero, like there's no monopoles, and there's, basically it's the basis for Kirchhoff's law of current leaving must, in a circuit must be equivalent to the circuit coming in, et cetera, et cetera. So the current coming in. So he came up with these 4 equations, and it basically defines electromagnetics. I don't have them all memorized, but there used to be a shirt. Well, actually, you saw this when we went to the MIT Coop. There was a shirt that had the Maxwell's equations on the front, right? The 4 formulas. On the back, it says, "And then God said, let there be light."
Yeah.
Because light is the light is the basis is electromagnetics.
Yeah.
Until there were the 4 Maxwell's equations, there couldn't be light. So it was a really cool T-shirt.
What's neat if
I never had one.
What's neat if we ever meet another civilization and they had a scientific history. What's neat about science is maybe no matter where you are, at least in the local universe that we kind of know, discovery is discovery. Some things will be discovered, like photons, and how it'll be interesting to hear how another intelligence discovered this stuff, and were equations, and what were the equations, some of the stories. The end result is just reality, but the story on how a person got there is kind of neat. Like Newton's Principia is neat. We don't get a chance to talk to other beings yet, but even listening and studying how people discovered stuff, that's kind of cool.
I think that the coolest thing about Maxwell's equations is how simple they are. I mean, they're so simple. You can write them on the palm of your hand. Like they're so simple that I don't want to say because it's it jinx you, but they're so simple they have to be true.
Do you think that we're past that point? Like string theories, and there's a lot of unified theories that seem like it takes up a gigabyte. Like it's really tough.
I think it's tough when you don't have all the information. But I remember reading humans, we're not we're in this universe, right? We don't control most of the universe. For example, if there's dark matter, we can't see it, for example, and we don't really have a way to detect it. But we're really good at the E&M spectrum. We have pretty good control over E&M, and I think having these 4 basis equations, it's the basics of everything. You can't have voltage and current and capacitance and resistance. They all come from Maxwell's equations, all of it. You have nothing until you have those 4, but once you have them, everything comes out of it. And because we are able to comprehend Maxwell's equations, we have pretty good control over E&M. We can do RF, we can do electronics, we can control light.
Yeah.
We have a pretty good. This is one of the realms of the universe that we can kind of deal with.
Yeah, I think relativistic stuff. That was going to happen. We were going to figure out a lot of that. I think quantum mechanics is so bonkers, but it works. It's testable. That's the one where it's just
because we're not. It's not in the scale. It's not in the realm. We live in the realm where
we don't live in the quantum. We live in
light. We can detect light. We can detect voltage. We can see these things. Even if we can't see electrons, we can devise experiments that use electrons. We kind of get a good handle on it.
I think it freaked Einstein out. I think his quote is God doesn't play dice, but it's it looks like depending how you look at a dice. Okay, so
no. All I know is Maxwell's equations are good.
Yeah. Okay. Next up. Happy birthday, Anne. Anne is an Emmy Award-winning writer and Peabody Award winner producing and specializing in science. She was a creative director of NASA's Voyager Interstellar Message Project and the Golden Disc affiliated to both Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. Happy birthday, Anne.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool. Okay, next up. It's National Week of Making. Shout out to Dorothy. Stephanie was doing a bunch of stuff. It starts soon, as in June 16th.
Oh my goodness, it's so soon.
Okay.
It's this weekend.
Lady Ada, what should people do on the day of making? I have some notes for you.
Okay.
And we also have it on the screen here.
Yes.
Yeah. What should they do?
There's quite a few things. Okay, so first up, find a Week of Making event at weekofmaking.org/event. So check out weekofmaking.org. That's your first step. 2, share profiles and photos of makers in your community. Do that on Week of Making or on your own blog or your own makerspace or hackerspace or wherever you can, Twitter, Facebook. Show people the wide variety of humans that love to make. Host and attend some maker events in your area, whether it be a workshop or there's maker fairs, or just get your sousaphone out and decorate it. Mm-hmm. And check out, of course, the events at weekofmaking.org/events, and then make something.
Okay.
That's always fun. That's the best that's the best and easiest way to be part of the Week of Making.
Yeah.
And then share your creation, hashtag it, what I made, Week of Making. Again, use your social medias, your Pinterest, your Instagrams, Imager, Reddit, Facebook, wherever that you are, it's wherever your internet home is.
And this is an independent, this is an independent group. So there was a Week of Making effort with the previous administration in the U.S. for our politics. Those always change. So now
this is
independent organization, not affiliated with Make Magazine, not affiliated with any administration.
Not even affiliated with us.
We're just this is about bringing people together. And I think there's one common thing that I've seen bring people together more than anything else, and it's making stuff and admiring, hey, that's pretty good,
sharing it
no matter what. It's that's pretty good. Yeah. So on social media, which is a new thing for humankind, if you see one of these tags and you like it, just pop it into your social network, because if we all maybe shift to celebrating what we're making, we probably won't be so angry with each other. Okay. Open source hardware, Lady Ada. We're an open source hardware company. Even though you use Windows,
How do you know I don't have the source code to Windows? Okay, we've
Yeah.
got some guides for...
Some guy said you don't do open source hardware because you use Windows. And
Can't
then,
make
we
it
actually
work.
got, a long time ago, we got one, the firmware in the elevator might not be open source, and you have to take an elevator to get here, so nope.
How do you know I don't take the stairs?
I didn't say this. I am just repeating what someone said on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some tutorials
Let's
from this
do-
open
let's
source
talk about
hardware
these
company.
tutorials. Okay.
1,231.
Cool. Okay, we're getting close to 1,250, which I think is that's a quarter way to 2,000 from 1,000. I remember we had the 1,000 celebration. Okay, so this week, well, we had the hydro dripping guide. That's last week's 3D Hangouts project. So that's pretty cool. And then we have the sensors in MakeCode. That is a project from Pelly over at Microsoft about MakeCode and just showing all the different sensors on Circuit Playground Express and then how you can use them. So, we have the light sensor, and we've got the IR sensor and the accelerometer and all that good stuff. So that's cool. We have the digital fidget spinner that's from Tony D. He basically made a fidget spinner that uses the accelerometer on Circuit Playground or Circuit Playground Express. And when you tap it, the harder you tap it, the faster it spins. And it actually looks really cool. And you don't have to worry about dropping it, breaking it, or your little sister grabbing it and taking it from you. So this is your digital fidget spinner project. And we have that available in Arduino code and also in CircuitPython code.
Yeah.
And we're also working on MakeCode. We're actually, we're still developing it. We want to make it really
Yeah.
awesome, but there'll also be a MakeCode version. We've got the guide for this week's new product, the 128 by 64 OLED bonnet for Raspberry Pi. We'll show that off in the new product section. And then this week's fun summer project, Guardian Robot with LEDs. Just hack in a 3D print and how to add LEDs to it. Also show that video.
That's right. Okay, more open source hardware and software news. Okay, a little bit of history. This came up a few years ago. I designed a logo back in 1999. The little blue thing with the keyhole.
Yeah.
Use it on one of my books called Flash Enabled. I had a site called Flash Enabled. I was writing books about Macromedia Flash at the time on mobile devices. When the conferences had this.
Yeah.
Wayback Machine has all the stuff. I have all my books. You've seen some of my Pocket PC books.
I have seen some of your
Yeah.
bugs. Actually, we were trying to get some of the code running. Some of it did.
Some of it still works.
Some of it still runs.
Ugh,
What
okay.
is it? Right once, run anywhere.
So,
right?
anyways, so then in 2006, the Open Source Initiative has an identical logo, and I had talked to the OSI after I saw this, and basically one of the people there was like, "Oh yeah, like, do you care?" And I'm like, "No, it's just that's kind of cool." Never said don't use it or whatever. And who knows? Like, I give everything away anyways usually. And then the community designed an open source hardware logo in 2011.
Years, that's
yeah,
fun.
and so that was community design. Everyone voted on it, and that's why you see that logo. However, the OSI told the Open Source Hardware Association, you can't use it because it's too close to our logo. There was a bunch of back and forth. I don't think people were being very nice, but eventually
Who existed?
I assisted, and I said, hey, OSI, I don't think you should fight over the logo that was mine to begin with anyways. It was coincidental that I happened to be in the open source hardware world, so they signed a coexistence agreement.
Yay!
So
there was peace upon the land.
Yeah, so Ostra has a new logo now, but this is the gear that you see on
Yeah.
everything. I think
There's still PCBs that have them.
we're kind of stuck with it.
Yeah. It's a fun logo.
Yeah, so that's the
It's easy
history.
to silkscreen.
Yeah, and other people have made similar ones.
Yeah, the open box. The open box one, I love it because it's just like it's hex, but it's also like a little grabber
claw.
hand. I love it. Nah, it's a really good. It's a really good variation.
Yeah.
Because before it looks like a keyhole. It's like you're opening something, or like there's a person instead of an O. It's a little bit not clear exactly what the
Yeah.
shape in the middle is. This one, it's like funny because it's a little grabber.
So, anyways, I think there's always a solution as long as they're like people are willing to find a compromise. Unfortunately, once in a while you have to just remind people, hey, like you never know what could have happened in the past or what things have already been established. So luckily, I think it was a former person at Red Hat who I contacted, and I had the email, and I'm like, hey, they already said like this is my logo, so like maybe chill out with the open source hardware people because it doesn't seem it's a gear. It's like whatever. Anyways. So like in the 90s, I did this free Kevin thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Minnick is free now, so he did
Yeah.
succeed.
He's free now. But now there's something new.
Yeah.
Free Arduino.
Is Arduino being held in
Well-
maximum security prison?
Well, this is what happened. So I got some stuff here. So there was an Arduino Foundation that was announced by Arduino in October of 2016.
Okay.
Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Well, who announced it?
Federico Musta, the CEO and majority owner of Arduino,
So
and,
Arduino said-
and Massimo.
Arduino,
who was
together, they said there's going to be a foundation.
Yeah, there's going to be a foundation, and the
Great.
foundation is going to allow us to champion the core values of the Arduino community within the open source ecosystem, make our commitment to open source even stronger. Last month, there was another press release that this is going to be for the passionate developer community. There's still no foundation.
Okay.
So Dale at Make posted an article called Free Arduino. This is what this is about. And it's like, where's the foundation? This was a promise. Where is it?
Is it going to happen?
And it was promised by Arduino. Okay, so that's one issue. Next issue, and we've emailed the current owners of Arduino, no response. I've talked to the Arduino PR person, Kelly, about a variety of things, no comment. Evil Man Scientist Laboratories just posted up, and it's because many of the Arduino.org, the new owners, the new boards, the new things, are not open source. At least we can't find the files.
They could be somewhere, but we can find them.
Yeah, they have not responded to our requests for where the files are. There's Arduino.org products from 2014, 15, and 16 that do not have any design files. In the open source hardware community, even if it's a PDF that is not an editable design file.
PDFs are handy, but it doesn't replace
Yeah.
the design files.
Additionally-
and original Arduino products had both
You have the
design
Eagle files.
the original files,
Yeah.
and a PDF.
Additionally, the PDFs have the Dog Hunter logo, which is another company of the new CEO of Arduino. The new Arduino boards, at least the Arduino Industrial, has Dog Hunter and Lenino, another company that the new CEO owns, and that the new CEO owns the Arduino Foundation domain names, including Arduino CC, Arduino Foundation, Arduino.org. So we asked, where could we find these files? It seems like, and here, take a quick look. Everyone should double check the Star Auto, the Arduino Primo, the Arduino Star LCD, the Arduino Yun Mini, the Arduino Lucky Shield. On one of them, they say it links to a reference design.zip. You click it, it's a PDF, and the PDF says Dog Hunter Lenino. So perhaps it's just they're really busy for the last 3 years, but it'd be nice to know if open source hardware, open source, it says open source on the box, it says all over the site, if Arduino is still open source or not, that'd be good to know. And so that's why one of the reasons that this make article is important, because if it's not open source, just let us know. Let us know. If you're not going to do a foundation, let us know. But it's going to be a year soon. So that's it. We sent out emails. Everyone's ignoring us. That's fine. Stay tuned to the site. We'll keep going. Also,
Do you have these stickers?
I made a sticker for my laptop.
Yay!
Just mine. Okay. Here we go. Factory footage. Here's our pick and place. This is a photo.
Yay!
This is our other mill.
That's the other mill making a tester, it looks like.
Yeah. Here it is when it's done.
This is the tester for the bonnet that we're showing off.
That's right. And then we have a little video. Whee! Look at that.
Shimmery.
Yeah.
Copper.
And then all these videos have sound, so I can play them. And here we have a nice clicky clacky pick plate. So we're a U.S. manufacturer of
I
electronics.
think this is the ESP32 feather wing, or feather. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah,
It looks like a feather and looks like the ESP32. It's got that Y module.
yeah. Here's another one. Beep, 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 beep. So I just been watching the news a lot, and I keep hearing about U.S. manufacturers. I keep hearing how important it is. And I completely like that we're completely ignored by everyone.
I love it.
I love it.
Look at this little manufacturing happening.
Yeah, and then next up, this is what our sunsets see when they look into our pick and place, and this is what our pick and places see when they look out into the sun.
Yeah.
Okay. 3D printing. Zerb, 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 zerb. Neil and Pedro printing up Storm. Have they printed a Storm? I don't know.
I think they 3D printed a cloud thing once. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take it away.
Take it away.
And there's more. You probably want to see a time lapse of something getting printed. You were just saying that.
I hope it's
You were just saying that in our classified closed session behind scenes.
I hope it's a sousaphone.
Forget every Wednesday, 3D Hangouts with Noah and Pedro. They'll show you how to make all this stuff. Okay, time pays the bills. Liberta! Liberta! Freedom! What happened to my freedom? You gotta give what you take. I've been listening to a lot of George Michael lately. I don't know if y'all noticed.
Dude.
Anyways, it supports us, an open source hardware company. We actually put our files up. So if you notice any missing, just let us know. We'll put it up, but think we have all of them up.
Yeah, I mean, y'all all, even if you don't buy our stuff, if you're buying stuff from other people, chances are they're using my code. So
Yeah.
support it.
But
we have to
don't-
hire people.
Yeah, but if you use our stuff or our code, don't remove our names or change the license.
like that.
That's not nice.
They do that
It's
a
not
lot.
okay. Why would someone want to take your name off or do something terrible to you?
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
such a nice person.
Okay, let's do this. Ready? It's
Yes.
new product time.
No.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, first up, new product newsletter. If you have an Adafruit account, you can go into your preferences. This is the only type of newsletter we would send. We don't automatically sign you up for it. We don't put a giant thing in front of your screen. We don't do stuff like that. Because if we did, someone would do a clip of me saying this every single week, and they would just play it over and over to me. We don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Okay, let's kick it off.
Let's do this. Starting off, we have 2 new products from PyCon. PyCom, sorry. There's PyCon. 2 new products from PyCom. We have the PyTrack and the PySense. These are add-ons for the PyCom boards that run Python. They're ESP32 based for the most part. And they have Wi-Fi or LoRa, or like some of them are going to have other wireless protocols like cellular or Bluetooth or whatnot. But these are add-on boards that add a lot of capability. They're little kind of under shields. So the first one is the PyTrack. So this works with any of the PyCom LowPi or SciPi or YPi boards. And this one gives you a GPS module, with antenna. We have a USB to serial converter, a battery charger. I think there's an accelerometer on here as well, and then a micro SD slot, and a little user button. And then the next one, if you can go forward. So this is the one with the
I only go forward.
GPS. This is the PySense. So the PySense looks very similar. It also has USB battery charging, and it has accelerometer, but it also has humidity, light sensor, barometric pressure sensor, temperature sensor. So it's a kind of a wide range of temperature, humidity, environmental sensing capabilities. So there's 2 of these, and you can use one or the other. They don't cross work, but that's okay. And they come fully assembled, and they work with any of the Pi boards, and they even have a little like cloud-based system that you can use for streaming your data. So this is a really easy way to, if you have a YPi or a LowPi, add a whole bunch of sensors.
Does it have JTAG? Someone wants to know.
This does not. I don't know. It does have a 2x5 connector, but I'm not sure if it's JTAG. It probably is.
Yeah, it looks
2
like
by
it.
5. This is usually SWD or JTAG.
Let me check the PyCom site.
But I'm not 100% sure. Check the PyCom site. All I can see is we have the description in the product page, but USB, battery charging, sensors along here, and then micro SD, and then this plugs right in.
All I see is matte black PCBs.
Matte black PCBs are where it's at.
Okay.
I'm in there.
Yeah. Next up.
Next up, little spy camera. We have had a spy camera for the Raspberry Pi.
Where's my spy camera?
It's right
Where's
here.
my spy camera?
It's right here.
Where's my spy camera?
It's right here.
It's here.
It's here. So this is a very cute little camera, and this one, the makers of the spy camera have updated this to be a 0 spy camera. So it plugs into and only into the CSI connector on the Pi 0. It does not plug into the normal Raspberry Pi connector. We have a different camera for that. And then what's nice about this is how compact it is. It's like so small. You can fit it on the back, and I have headers on this one because it's used for demos, but you can make a super, super skinny camera setup, and this is a 5 megapixel camera, so it's kind of equivalent to the original Raspberry Pi camera. It's not equivalent to the new 8 megapixel one, but it's okay if you just need a really teeny camera. It's not going to be as nice and good as the official Pi camera, but it is really small, so it does fit a niche, a very small niche.
Perfect for dates with Russian ambassadors and FBI directors. See, I got to stop watching the news. I know. Look. Anyways, okay, next up.
Ooh, the AxiDraw. This is from our friends at EMSL. We ordered these a while ago, and they finally came in. This is the V3 AxiDraw. This is a really beautiful plotter. It's a pen plotter, but it's an XY gantry that you sort of set down, and it pretty much comes fully assembled. You have to do a little bit of assembly, and you can attach any kind of pen, fountain pen, marker, Sharpie, That's the next thing. Yeah. And you can see here it holds at an angle, and there's videos that we have on the product page. And of course, if you look around Google for AxiDraw, there's tons of videos and pictures of what people have done. It's a very, very high precision drawing plotter. It's one of the highest precision ones I've seen. So it can do like really beautiful stipples.
Yeah.
It can fill in, and it like stays right between the lines. It's like perfect.
You sound about 3,500 magazines by hand. We were contemplating doing this, but then we'd hear people say it's not real. You didn't really
It's like
sign
too
it.
perfect, right?
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
Maybe next time we will, but this time we won't. And we have video of you signing each one because internet guy. So we got that.
Yeah, so check this out. This is an amazingly high quality plotter. It's not going to be like a 2-servo thing. It has like these really hardcore stepper motors, their stepper motor driver. But it's a beautiful machine, really well designed. We actually have one. We're probably going to finally put it together.
It's over there.
Yeah, we'll put it together and we'll do some really cool projects with it.
Okay. Next up. We got a little sneak peek before.
Yeah.
We got a 3D printer.
Yeah, this is a Sigma BCN 3D printer. We've actually had this for a bit and finally got around to putting it in the store. What's really nice about this printer is it has dual extrusion capability, so double extruder. And so
Twice the extrusion.
twice the extrusion. So you can do double color, but you can also extrude, in a filament.
Look at this.
That can be dissolved. It's also really high quality. It's a really lovely printer. Noah and Pedro tried it out, and they were like, this has got good build volume. The dual extrusion is really nice. It's got a really nice interface board, one of the nicer 3D printers that we've seen in a bit,
Yeah.
and we stock it now.
This is one of the best photos, I believe, that a 3D printing company has taken, because who has a magnifying glass anymore, but everyone knows what it is. It's on every computer, and so they used it as an excellent way to illustrate the
And
quality.
you can show the gigantic build volume and the precision.
Because here's the problem: if its 3D print is really good and you take a nice photo of it, it's like, well, that just looks like a perfect sculpture. And if you get in too close, it's like, well, that's just like
Ridges,
a
yeah.
flat thing. So that's an excellent way to illustrate this. I just want to, whoever you are, photographer who did this,
Nice work.
nice work.
We should get a magnifying glass.
I have one.
Okay, next up.
I have one.
Okay. We have.
That's a button.
We didn't get this in last week. It didn't make it in, so we're adding it now. This is another one of our LED buttons. This is a 30 millimeter button with an LED in it that you can PWM and control. So you have this little video, but also have a demo. Or I had a demo until I.
Yeah, I'll just keep playing this then. I'll wait till you're ready.
Oh, that's cool. My demo broke. Oh, that's working.
You broke
okay.
the demo.
Yeah, no, my Arduino just got unplugged. So.
Yeah, I've heard.
So it happens. So it has like a nice switch here. It's not too clicky. It's got like a good motion, like a good, you press it, but it's not, oh, see, this keeps shorting. You press it and you've pressed it, but it doesn't click, which is kind of nice. Some people like that sort of soft action. It's, you can connect to it with these terminal spades. And then there's an LED. There are actually 2 LEDs. You can, man, I keep resetting this. You can see there's like 2 LEDs. They're diffused a little bit through it, so it's not too bad. It's not like hot. And they have resistors inside. Oh, I see. It's these 2 pins that are shorting. There you go. Problem solved. There's resistors inside, so you can power it from like 3 to 5 volts. It'll be dimmer at 3, brighter at 5. This is 5. You can PWM it, control it however you want, blink it. I don't know, do whatever you like. But what's nice is that it's built into the arcade button and has a really nice look to it, and pretty good cost too. So we have a couple different colors, and this is green.
Okay.
We have blue and white, red,
Got it.
yellow.
Next up. Dr. Octopus's son that he forgot to pick up from school that time. And he was a latchkey
This-
octopus
Latchkey octopus.
kid, and he
This
stayed there,
is,
and he's like, Dad, what are you going to get me? So,
This is cool stuff. So this is from Hobby Creek. They make a lot of these really nice arms, that they have nice ends on them, and they're adjustable. It's basically like a very fancy third hand. And this one, last couple weeks ago, we put in just the magnetic hand, just the
Yeah.
individual
Here, I'm
magnetic
gonna-
hand.
I'm going to zoom this in.
Yeah, you want to zoom out?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can just hold it. This is one of the ones that you'll hold up.
Yeah, I have to hold this up.
Okay.
So you can adjust these and like grab things.
Yeah.
And then they're held onto this magnetic
I
base.
can go like this, and it'll force me to smile all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's cool is this has got a nice solid base, and these are magnetic, so you can like reposition them however you like. So if you have to hold something at a weird angle or it's an unusual shape, you can get in there and grip it and grab it. And then they also comes with these magnetic little trays that you can use to hold all your parts. And especially if you have screws and stuff, it'll keep them in place, which is nice, or components, it'll keep them in place. And this is nice and strong, but not so strong that you
I like the
can't.
dishes are magnetic too.
Yeah. And what's nice is it's got a finish, so it won't crack.
The next time I go on a flight, I'm going to bring this with me because I could put all my food and all the things I want to do, and I could hold up a magazine and all sorts of stuff. This will totally be okay.
This will be like
On my next United flight.
yes. And then there's like there's an ESD strap connection too if you want, and it's got like nice rubber pads. So this is really fancy. It's intense, but I think if you really need a third-hand tool and you want like the best of the best
For intense projects, for intense people.
This is pretty intense.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that they make, I really love the build quality, and the price is really good. I feel like it's a really good value. So I'm digging it.
Okay.
So check it out from Hobby Creek. And check out their other ones if you don't need something this big.
The star of the show tonight besides you, Lady Ada. Or Evie. I would totally not kidnap you and trick you and shave your head and then say you're free. I totally would not do that. Okay.
I hate that, man.
I would not do that. I would not do
I have
that.
to write all my schematics on toilet paper.
Yeah. However, I was
Yeah.
created in a lab and I was burned and I'm going to get revenge. Okay. So anyways, we got one of these.
This is the Adafruit 128 by 64 monochrome OLED bonnet. Basically, when I realized that 1.3 inch OLED fits right inside of a Raspberry Pi Zero outline, and it could make for a very nice add-on. And then you and I, we actually designed this together. We did a Desk of Lady Ada stream like a couple months ago where we designed this. There was space on the side, and so I was like, I could add buttons and a joystick, and we kind of worked it out. The joystick and buttons are connected to GPIO. The OLED runs from I2C. You can get about 15 frames a second at full speed if you're redrawing the entire screen every time. But of course, you can also just update small portions of the screen if you'd like.
Yeah.
And
I think my nails turned out pretty good for this video.
Yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
Do you know the nails have a little bit? They have like a pearlescent sheen.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm gonna go to the overhead and I'll shut off.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the bonnet, and it comes fully assembled. We solder on this 2x20 surface mount header, and it's I have the pads throughout here. So if you do want to through hole, if you want to solder it permanently to something, you can poke the pad. You can actually see like this goes. It goes through. So you can see through the holes. So you can push it all the way down and then solder it to make it more a solid connection if you need a permanent connection. We have a 5-way joystick, so this goes up, down, left, right, and then in, and then A and B, and then there's a little reset circuitry, and this is soldered on. So this is the bonnet all connected up, and then we have a Pi game. Like you can't have this display HDMI; it's just too small, 128 by 64. You won't see anything in monochrome. So instead, we suggest using Pi game, like Python, to create your custom interface. And Python's great; you can draw anything. You can have text. It'll handle all the redrawing for you. It's very easy in Python. So, for example, we have this example code, so you can see when I press the button, it lights up the corresponding circle, and then when I press up and down, left, right, it does the triangles, and then in, it selects the in square, and then if I press all 3 buttons, it shows a little GIF. There's a little bit of a refresh, but it doesn't appear on the OLED. It's just part of the camera.
Yeah.
So just in case you're wondering, hey, is that refresh?
We got like 8 cameras going on, and cameras aren't as good as our eyes yet. They're getting close though.
Yeah. So it can also draw images really easily. So you can see it's drawing a little cat GIF.
Once cameras get as good as eyes, I'm going to get my eyes replaced with cameras that are as good as eyes, and I'm going to do that one spot color. So everything's black and white except for your pink hair.
That's great.
Yeah, just like those photos I take.
You can use this with any kind of Raspberry Pi. It doesn't have to be Pi 0. It
Yeah.
works with a Pi 3, Pi 2, anything with a 2x20 connector, because you do have to plug in that 2x20. But given that, you can use it with any Raspberry Pi, and it's very easy to use. And we have Python library that's very well established. We've had it for a couple years. So you can get going and make a custom little interface. You can have it print text, graph something. You can control your project and have some output. So I think this is a nice addition to our bonnets.
Great. Okay, and with that, Lady Ada, that was new prize. Congratulations, you did it. Woo! Yay! Zoom. Okay. If folks loaded up their cart right before checkout, use the code Liberta. Okay, Lady Ada, we're going to do a little bit of top secret. We'll do some questions in a sec. Top secret, here it is, from the Adafruit Vault. We're going to be shipping AdaBox 4 soon. We just finished, when I say we.
No, we did it together.
I know, but you actually signed them. I just lifted heavy things all day.
You did the heavy lifting.
So
I can do both.
Here's the time lapse. This is, I think, another few thousand that we did.
Yeah, we did 1,200, and this is me doing the other 2,000. Like, I was going to do it in 3 groups, but I was like, you know what? I just want to get this over with.
So here's what I learned. Take all rings off, and then the way you grip things matter because paper cuts, you're just exposed to so many potentials of paper cuts. I do believe I've touched more photos of you than that one guy, and so that's neat because it was like a worship. It was like,
I kept saying it was just
Lady
creepy.
Ada,
like
Lady Ada, yeah.
You're signing. I'm just I see every photo. I'm like signing.
Yeah, and then the other thing it was a lot of prep work, setting up stuff in advance, and then kind of we had a neat flow.
We have a system.
Yeah.
I would sign with my right hand and move the magazine with my left, and that meant I didn't get a cramp. That was the big secret, is not to get a cramp.
Yeah. And then what we would do is move them in different stacks and then make sure they went into the boxes back perfectly, make sure it was clear that this is the box that's signed, and then get these ready to be put into the Ada boxes.
Okay, this is the last set.
Someone mentioned cotton gloves. I was moving so fast. I for one set I tried it. It's just like I moved too fast.
No.
This is actually regular speed. That's not a time lapse.
That's it.
Yeah. So that's it. Yay, she's done. So okay.
It's like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna answer some questions.
Yes.
Want to do this? Okay. First up. So that third hand thing.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make sure it was anti-static, what would you do?
For that detail on the clip and the anti-static connection on how to do that into your wrist, check Hobby Creek's site because I know they have the details on that. I don't know like the details of what everything is coated with, but they do mention that it can be used with ESD.
Yeah.
Protection.
Yeah. Someone said, work in the print industry. Actually, I had to do if anyone knows what proxy solicitation is, I worked in the mail area. I had a billion different jobs.
Same thing.
Yeah, it was like you had to do a lot of stuff, and then there was these mail machines. Anyways, so I have 0 paper cuts.
Nice.
Yeah, I have one like cut here, and like another cut here, and then all on my heart is cut. No. Okay. So next up, I want to use the teensy eyes for my Rosie Robot Oriented Sensor Interactive Entity. Can I use them on a Pi board without too many porting issues?
Well, you need speed, and I don't know if a Pi board is going to be fast enough, but you can try it. We haven't done the porting, but you really do need speed. I would recommend using Teensy 3.2 or Raspberry Pi. That's 0. That's really what we suggest if you want to get a very good look to your animated eyes.
Okay, how low voltage can an APA 102 220 go?
I run them at 3.3 volts, and they seem to be okay. But the green and blue LEDs are going to be about 3.4 volts forward drop. I think the APA stopped responding probably about 2.5 volts, but they're going to get dimmer, and the color is not going to be right. I would suggest powering it as high as you can, 3 to 5 volts, and then you can use 3-volt logic. Yeah,
I'll answer this one. Are you thinking of developing a new product line such as Feather, like the Feather line? We're always thinking of making new product lines, so yes. Next up, do you suppose you can give any clue what AdaBox 4 might be? No, I'm not allowed to.
Nope.
Is there any way to boost the output signal from the FM transmitter to increase the range if your local laws allow for it?
Yeah, you can get amplifier blocks. You'd have to power it and just make sure that the amplifier block is from 88 to 108 or whatever your FM range is for your zone. I don't stock any. I know like Velleman has kits for FM transmission and stuff. So that I don't have anything.
Yeah, Velleman's going to be here in August. We're going to have them on the show. By the way, I'll post up later and ask questions. What's the smallest GPS module?
Our Ultimate GPS is pretty small. It comes with an antenna, which is nice.
Oh, sorry, and GSM.
GSM.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
The Fona 800 has a pretty small GSM. The Fona 808.
Okay. Is it too late to sign up for AdaBox 4 as a subscriber? Yes, but we'll have an AdaBox 4, almost everything in it in the store after AdaBox 4 ships. Will the TFT 5-inch touch be able to display the screen of a cell phone?
The HDMI one will work if your phone has HDMI out, and you can set the resolution to 800 by 480.
Okay.
I don't know about your phone, but if it does HDMI, it should be able to display.
Will you ever have PNP transistors in the shop?
I don't know. I don't. Oh, not pick and place. PNP. Oh, you know what? I've been meaning to, and I keep forgetting to, but I probably will get around to it soon. It's on my list.
Any interesting feather wings planned, like maybe a sensor ring? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
How wired the 5-pin switches, one per switch, to control my vacuum device?
I don't know. For questions that sounds like you have a system set up, post in the forums, and if you can have any photos or wiring diagrams, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, is MakeCode support coming for other expressors? Yeah, probably. We're gonna ask Microsoft.
Yeah, it's they've added. Right now they're trying to wrap up support for the boards they have, but you can also add support yourself. It is open source. You can get PXT from their repository. MakeCode, Chibi ported it to their processor. There's a SAMD21 board that, there's the SparkFun SAMD21 Arduino shaped board, and then also Circuit Playground, both based on the same chip. So in theory, anything that SAMD21 will work.
Okay, has anyone written Python libraries so LoRa breakouts work on a Raspberry Pi?
I'm sure that they have. I just don't know off the top of my head. I would look for the SX. Oh, it's like 1353 or something. Look for the part number, and I think that there's Python code out there.
Okay. Do you see any universal? Did you see the universal display stock this week? ELO disc. No, I haven't seen that yet.
No, I don't know.
OLEDs. No, I haven't seen this. Can you get a Maker Faire started? How could you get a Maker Faire started in Idaho? Actually, Maker Faire has like Maker Faire in a box sort of stuff where you can start your own Maker Faire. And also...
Which you get Weekend Making too.
Yeah.
You can just start your own Maker group.
Are you planning on having a booth at New York City Maker Faire? No. Only because we'll probably do something with a partner and stuff. Just found out Android works on the Pi. And then PNP transistors are with product ID 2975.
Yeah, we probably have something. Well, we have P-type MOSFET. I don't know. Actually, I'm sorry, I don't remember the part number.
All right.
If we do, then great. We have them.
Them's the questions.
Yeah.
Good work, Lady Ada.
Nice.
Okay, let's do some trivia, shall we?
Yes.
I'm just going to
Let's just do that.
Yeah, I'm just
whatever
gonna do
that
for a
was.
while. Okay, what are the rules?
Rules are: if you've won anything before, you can't win again. Only one winner per our lifetime. The first person to call up gets a choice. We're going to ask you your name and where you're calling from. And then we also ask you what you're working on. So you'll have to answer those two questions. Those are the questions: your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah.
Hopefully you know the answer.
Usually
and
easy.
then the next question is, which do you want? Do you want a copy of Make, volume 57, that I can sign for you?
Yeah, she'll sign it.
Or do you want the bonnet for the Raspberry Pi? So
Yeah.
you can choose, but that's one of the choices. You're going to ask 3 questions.
Yeah.
What
If you can't handle 3
is the
questions,
land
don't call.
speed? No. What is your name?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
You can't say
and
I don't
what you
recall.
want. And you can't say I don't recall, and you can't say I recuse myself.
You can't say I might change my mind later.
And you can't say I'm going to change my mind. You have to answer those 3 questions. First person
Yeah.
to call, the phone lines. Give them
Yep.
the phone number.
The phone lines are open.
Call now.
Well. you can
Call now.
Yeah, you can call now.
Now you can call.
See if anyone calls. The phone number is on Bitstab.
I'm going to adjust my seat so I can scoot.
Yeah, sometimes the phone doesn't work. If you can dial fast enough. Oh, we have
Somebody
a
called.
We have
Okay.
a call. We have a call.
Ready?
We have a call.
Ready?
We have a call. We have a call.
Let's wait. I usually do 2 rings.
Wait till 2 rings. Yeah. Okay. Do it.
Hello, you have reached Ask an Engineer. Congratulations, you're the first caller. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is David Connolly, and I'm calling from Austin, Texas.
Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, well, thank you for calling. You are the winner of a
Wait.
prize. Wait, what?
Why'd I get the third question?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
No, he was
Okay,
prepared.
all
He
right.
was prepared.
He's really prepared.
People from Austin are very prepared.
No, Austin people are so on top of it.
Okay.
It's true.
Let him do that.
Which would you like, the Make magazine or the Pi Bonnet?
Make magazine.
Okay, great.
Okay. And your name's Dave?
And it's Dave. Okay, and Dave,
Okay.
and then, of course, the bonus question, what are you working on or what would you like to work on?
I just received my i3 MK2S Prusa printer, and
Ooh.
I've got it totally calibrated. I'm perpendicular with my axis. Congratulations to me. And
Go.
building a tank, starting the tread. I just got my Ninja Flex. I'm going to print the tank treads and the tank robot.
Oh, wow, you're gonna make a little tank robot. That's awesome. Okay, well, that sounds so cool. Thank you for calling Dave from Austin. We're gonna send you out the Make magazine, and we're gonna autograph it for you.
Ask Dave.
Ask Dave what?
Ask Dave if he's one of the people who is keeping Austin weird.
Are you keeping Austin weird?
I'm doing the best I can.
He's
Okay.
doing the best he can.
That Austin is a special place. That's where Lady and I
Yeah, we
met for the
met.
first time in person.
We met and
Wow.
we fell in love there.
We destroyed a robot that looked like Frogger in traffic on.
Yeah, we got in trouble on 6th Street, which
Yeah.
is kind of what everybody does in Austin,
Yeah.
right? So.
One of the places.
Okay, when we were young and carefree. Okay, so we're gonna send you this Make magazine. So email support@adafruit.com and say, hey, it's Dave from Austin. I'm keeping it weird. I got this robot and I want my Make magazine. We'll send it to you.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. Tune in and show us your project on Show and Tell when you get it all printed out.
You bet I will. Thank you.
All
so
right,
much.
have a great evening.
Hey, Dave.
Good night.
Okay.
I don't know why I waved at the phone.
Why'd you have the phone? Because
I
you're
don't-
on video.
I guess, but there was no. He can't see me.
I love waving at phone. Bye.
Bye, phone.
Bye, phone. All right. So for people who didn't get through, it's not
Just
too-
call and leave a
Call and
voice
leave a
message.
voicemail.
Do something nice.
We might give you something nice. Maybe we'll
Yeah.
even send you a Make magazine. You never know. We have like a couple thousand of them.
Yeah. Well, they're going in the data boxes. Okay, that's our show for tonight, everybody.
We did it. Good work.
The internet
Good
has
work,
voted
Team
to cut
S.
off my email. So we'll see everybody next week. Don't forget the code is Liberta.
Libertà. No.
And that's 10% off Native Fruit all the way up to 11:59 p.m. tonight. We'll see everybody next week. Show and tell. Ask an engineer. Probably have some other stuff too. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all the remote team members, Adafruit team members, all of our Adafruit community, all the folks that help us. Hug reports. Hug reports. Hug reports. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. We'll see everybody later. Here's a picture of a cat. Here's your moment of Zener.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.